A powerful earthquake struck a remote area of northeastern Afghanistan today, shaking the capital Kabul and killing more than 50 people in Pakistan and at least 12 in Afghanistan. Shock waves were felt in northern India and in Pakistan's capital, where hundreds of people ran out of buildings as the ground rolled beneath them. The quake was 213 kilometers deep and centered 254 kilometers northeast of Kabul in a remote area of Afghanistan in the Hindu Kush mountain range. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked for an urgent assessment of the earthquake which rocked northern India. In a tweet, PM has prayed for everyone's safety. PM assured India's neighbours that the country stands ready for assistance wherever required, including Afghanistan and Pakistan. In Bihar, campaigning for the third phase of assembly elections ended this evening. 50 assembly constituencies spread over 6 districts will go to polls in this phase on Wednesday. The districts are Patna, Saran, Vaishali, Nalanda, Bhojpur and Buxar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed rallies in Buxar and Siwan. He said this assembly election will rid Bihar of its evils. PM also talked about the package of 1,65,000 crores for the development of Bihar. He asked the people if they wanted Mantra Tantra or Lok Tantra. PM requested peace. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar today said OROP to be notified after assembly election process in Bihar is over. Addressing the 3-day Naval Commanders Conference in New Delhi, he said Defence Ministry is taking steps to address the shortfall of ship-borne helicopters, MCMVs and submarines in the Indian Navy. After the Air Force, the Navy and Army too are considering opening up of combat stream for women officers. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the Naval Commanders Conference in New Delhi, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar said that the forces are looking into granting entry of women officers in the combat stream, barring a few areas where there are logistical training or infrastructure issues. Gita, the hearing-impaired Indian woman who accidentally crossed the border more than a decade ago, arrived at the Delhi airport this morning from Pakistan. She is accompanied by members of Eddie Foundation, who will be treated as state guests. Union Finance and Information and Broadcasting Minister Arun Jaitly has said that the freedom of expression and speech is a very important aspect of the Indian Constitution. Jaitly said reasonable restrictions on the right to freedom of expression should be used in very exceptional circumstances. Delivering the Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture 2015, organized by the All India Radio in New Delhi, Jaitly said right to free speech and expression has been widened with the ever-growing social media. The third India-Africa Forum Summit begins in New Delhi. Leaders of 54 African countries are attending the summit. The 4-day summit will address the key challenges faced by Africa, which includes food, health and environmental security. Terming the event historic, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that it is for the first time that an event of such a big scale is being held on Indian soil. Fugitive Chhota Rajan has been arrested in Indonesia after decades on the run. Wanted over a series of murders in India, Rajendra Sadashiv Nikalje, alias Chhota Rajan, was detained by Indonesian authorities yesterday as he arrived in the popular resort island of Bali. Confirming the news, CBI Director Anil Sinha has said Indonesian police arrested Chhota Rajan yesterday in Bali at CBI's request made through Interpol. The Supreme Court issued notice to Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh and his wife in connection with the disproportionate assets case registered against them. The Apex Court will hear CBI's appeal to transfer the case to Delhi and suspension of Shimla High Court order restraining CBI from arresting or interrogating Veerbhadra on November 5th. Nearly 11 years after the Boxing Day tsunami, in which more than 10,000 lives were lost in India, Mumbai successfully tested its first tsunami early warning system siren, during which a 10-minute alert was sounded in South Mumbai. In Nepal, 2 leaders of Nepal's main agitating Madhesi parties have been arrested as sporadic incidents of torching of vehicles and clashes were reported. After a brief lull, violence returned to the country due to protests. The heads of 11 EU states and 3 non-EU countries held an emergency meeting in Brussels to discuss how to handle growing number of migrants. European leaders agreed to create another 1 lakh spaces in refugee welcome centers. Under the deal, Greece will open reception centers with enough room for 30,000 migrants by the end of the year. The UN's refugee body, the UNHCR, will provide another 20,000 spaces in the same time. It will also add another reception center with 50,000 spaces in Balkan countries. In cricket, South Africa thrashed India by 214 runs in the fifth and final ODI as the Proteas pocketed their first ever series win 3-2 on Indian soil. Chasing a mammoth 439, the hosts were bowled out for a paltry 224 in just 36 overs at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai.